Okay, folks, ready for a deep dive into something pretty powerful. We're talking about Sisu. You ever heard of it?
It's Finnish?
Finnish, yeah. And might just change how you think about like bouncing back from tough times, being resilient. And get this, we're going to get there
Okay.
through a heavy metal song.
All right.
Okay. Sisu In My Veins. So buckle up. Crank up the volume if you want. We're going to dissect this warrior's tale.
Yeah.
But it's not just about the headbanging. It's about unlocking some serious mental toughness, that
Yeah.
inner strength. But first things first, what exactly is Sisu? I'm dying to know, so let's bring in our expert.
So it's often called strength of will or like perseverance,
Right.
but Sisu, it goes deeper than that.
Deeper.
Yeah, think about it like this.
Yeah.
You're facing some major adversity, right? And instead of just like a brief flash of courage,
Yeah.
that kind of knee-jerk reaction, you tap into this like wellspring of resolve. It helps you think clearly and just keep going no matter what. That's Sisu in action. It's not about gritting your teeth and just like powering through blindly. It's about staying composed, under pressure, making smart choices, even when it feels like everything's falling apart.
Wow.
And here's the really fascinating part.
Okay.
It doesn't translate immediately into other languages.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know, like those jokes that only land in one language
Well,
because they're so culturally specific.
it's totally like that.
So Sisu is like baked into the whole Finnish experience.
Exactly. You got it. And to really understand it, we need to look back
Okay.
at Finnish history. So imagine harsh winters,
Yep.
limited resources, and, a history of conflict. Sisu was born out of necessity.
Wow.
It's a way to persevere against like seemingly impossible odds. It's woven into their proverbs, their cultural practices, their very identity.
Okay, so there's like layers to this.
Yeah.
It's not just a word.
No.
It's a whole way of approaching life.
Being.
Okay, well, let's get into this song.
Let's do it.
Our warrior's like right in the thick of it. Verse 1. He says, "Dust and blood beneath my feet. In the heart of war."
Yeah, not exactly a walk in the park.
Not a relaxing spa day, right?
Exactly. Sisu's not about comfort. It thrives in hardship. This warrior, he's in the crucible,
Yeah.
and that's where Sisu emerges.
And then he goes on to say, "A man with nothing left to be taken."
Yeah.
To me, that suggests Sisu like kicks in when everything external is gone.
Absolutely. When you've lost all your resources, your
Wow.
safety nets, everything, that's when you truly rely on your inner strength. You got to find that unyielding core within yourself. That's Sisu.
Okay, then we get this line. "Only the strong survive." And that sounds kind of harsh, doesn't it?
Yeah, I see where you're coming from.
Like survival of the fittest? The Darwinian kind?
But that's not quite Sisu. It's
Okay.
not about dominating others or being cut through. Think of it like this. A group of people facing a crisis. Sisu would be each individual finding their inner strength to contribute to the group's survival, to support each other.
Yeah.
It's that individual resilience that collectively helps everyone overcome the challenge.
That makes a lot more sense. Now the chorus just explodes. "Sisu in my veins, I will not fall." It's visceral.
Yeah.
Like, is there a biological aspect to this?
Interesting question.
Like, does Sisu actually have something to do with our, like, stress response system?
Ooh, I like that.
Hormones, adrenaline,
That's a great question. And while Sisu in my veins is definitely a metaphor,
right?
there might be something to that connection between Sisu and our biology. When we tap into those deep reserves of strength, we're likely triggering hormonal responses
Yeah.
that help us manage stress
Right.
and focus our energy. Think about like the rush of adrenaline.
Yeah.
That helps us push through physical challenges.
Right.
It's not just willpower,
Yeah.
Our bodies are primed to rise to the occasion.
That's pretty cool. So the course keeps hitting us with this. Unbreakable, iron will, fighting to survive. But then it says, "In the silence, only strength is found." That's different.
It is, absolutely. Sisu isn't about loud bravado or our displays of strength. It's about that quiet, inner determination, the kind that emerges when you silence the doubts and the fears.
Wow, I love that. Okay, let's move on to the bridge. Through the ashes, through the dust, there's no surrender, only trust. So it's not blind optimism either. It's a deeper trust, right?
Spot on. Yeah. Sisu is about acknowledging the hardship, the ashes and dust, as it were.
Right.
But choosing to move forward with this deep trust
Yeah.
in your path
Okay.
and your ability to navigate it.
Okay, and then the final chorus really drives it home. Sisu's about rising again and again and again. This warrior, he's been through hell, but he's not giving up. And it makes me wonder,
What's that?
have we all experienced Sisu in our own lives?
I think so.
Maybe not on a battlefield, but, facing down a tough project at work or a personal setback, that feeling of like, I've got to this.
Absolutely, without a doubt. We all have a reservoir of Sisu within us. Think back to a time you overcame a challenge you thought was impossible. That was Sisu at work.
Oh, okay.
It's that spark of resilience that helped us
Yeah.
get through life's ups and downs.
So what can we do with this information?
Okay, yeah.
How do we actually cultivate our own Sisu?
Well, it takes being intentional about it.
Okay.
Practice staying calm when your emotions are running high. Make rational choices instead of impulsive ones. Cultivate that quiet inner strength by reflecting on your past successes.
Okay.
Reminding yourself what you're capable of. Remember, perseverance isn't just about a burst of courage. It's about keeping that fire burning within you for the long haul.
This has been incredible. Really, really fascinating. If Sisu is found in the silence, like the song says, can we actually train ourselves to tap into that space?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Like to find that inner strength on demand?
Yeah. That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And I think it's something we all need to explore, perhaps through mindfulness. Through consciously facing our fears, we can learn to access that wellspring of Sisu more readily. It's a fascinating journey, and I encourage everyone listening to embark on it.